Do you ever feel overwhelmed with choice? Going to the grocery store and having 15 different bags of flour to choose from. 75 different types of chips. I mean, there's a whole freaking aisle dedicated just to chips. Why do we need so much? Choice is one of the things, an overabundance of choice is one of the things that keeps us stuck. It's easier to be indecisive than it is to make a decision when you have too many choices. It's one of the major drawbacks to life in the 21st century. Way too many choices of DVD players at the electronics store. Way too many choices leaving college of what the hell to do with your life. Right? How many of you didn't know what you wanted to do after you had that 4-year degree? You go out into the world and you fall back on your waitressing job. You go and you work at your parents' diner. Or maybe you just go into grad school because, well, that will just delay the choice for another couple of years. I'm raising my hand on that one. I got so scared it was about March of 2004 when I was graduating from college, and I had no clue what to do with my life. Both of my parents had advanced degrees, so I thought, well, I better start applying to grad school. So I did, and I went to grad school, and it was wonderful. I loved what I studied, but I also got myself in $50,000 worth of debt. I worked for a couple years after that in the field that I studied. I didn't really love my job. Realized that international development is really awesome when you're in your, early 20s. But what happens when you want to have a family? Going and living in refugee camps in Africa doesn't really jive too well with having kids and a married life. And that's ultimately what I wanted. I wanted to travel, and I wanted to have a family, and I wanted to have a partner in life. So I got all those things. But then what? I didn't know what to do. So I kind of got stuck. Like a lot of us. We make all of these big decisions and these big choices when we're young in our 20s. And then boom, you get into your mid-30s. And you kind of start looking around like, this is it? I'm not willing to keep my head buried, to keep into my routine just to kind of get by in life. So that's where I got. But the reason I got there is because we have too many choices. So I was out walking this evening and this idea popped into my head that why not just be more decisive in our lives? When you go to a restaurant and you've got 50 different choices of plates to choose from, what do you end up doing? Oh, I want this. No, I think I'll try that. Oh, this looks really good. And then it's not until you have the waiter standing over you, breathing down your neck, that you actually make a decision because you're forced to. So let's remove some of these choices from our lives. Right? What would happen if you go to a restaurant and you scroll through it real quick and boom, you just pick the first thing and you're done. You close the menu and on you go with your conversations. What would happen if you go to the grocery store and rather than going up and down the chip aisle trying to decide which chips to buy, you just reach for the first one and you just are done? I mean, how much more freeing would that be in your life? For me, I can never decide which country we're going to next. And on our minds for quite a long time has been, let's go to Burma. So we sort of tentatively have it planned to go to Burma in May, but we haven't booked the tickets yet. But after having this realization this evening on this walk, I'm going home and booking those tickets. Because it will be done. There will be no more questions and we can just move forward with our plan and this desire we have to go to Burma. No more being stuck, no more being indecisive. Make a decision and move forward with it. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday evening. I'm home. I gotta go home and put my kids to bed. Love ya.